Hey guys, it's Haana here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be doing my March bullet journal setup. I know it's been quite a while since I've posted and this March setup is really quite late compared to what it actually is, as it is quite far into March already. But I hope that you can still use this as inspiration as other months, as you can always just change the title and make it a different month anyways. So a reason I was kinda late on posting this month was because I was quite busy, but I also had not really many ideas of themes to do for this month. I was really quite lost. I didn't really know what kind of things to do. You guys had some ideas and I saw some on the internet and stuff, but I really wanted to try do something original, and I wanted something that would just spark me joy, something that would make me, something that was gonna really excite me, but nothing really, I didn't really have much inspiration or any ideas. But luckily I came up with this theme that I really enjoyed. So I decided to do this kind of dark academia vintage library books theme, and I just thought this was really nice as it also fitted into this month, which is another kind of thing I try to look out for, the different kinds of seasons and what you would kind of do, I guess, in this time of the year. So as it is the start of autumn, or kind of I guess into autumn now, that I kind of wanted to do more warm, cozy kind of vibes, as that's what autumn gave me. However, where I live in autumn, the weather's kind of funny. I feel like there's sometimes it can be raining or sometimes it can be really sunny. It kind of just depends, I guess, but this is what I kind of wanted to feel, I guess, cozy, warm vibes. So for the front cover page, I did this kind of library bookstore, kind of like a vintage style instead of like the modern library that we kind of go to nowadays. So at the front, I did a lot of like these bookshelves with these books on it. A lot of these books were really warm toned colors, and I really liked how it was warm toned. So I had a lot of browns and kind of like burnt oranges, reds, and I did have some navy blues and sea greens here and there. So the colors I had some jewel tones, as I wanted a bit more color and to kind of have more deep dark colors than just a bunch of browns. So for the title, I wrote March in this kind of serif font in red, and I really liked how this kind of looked. It kind of was old typewriter font, as that's how the kind of font that they have in books. So on the sides of the books, I kind of felt like it was a bit empty, I guess. Kind of just looked like blobs of color. So I used a gold pen just to do some like outlines and kind of the indents into the books. So like when you have the title and sometimes the author in like gold foil or something like that. So that's how I kind of did it. It was basically just a bunch of scribbles. Otherwise, if I wrote actual titles of books, I would be there for a really long time, and I kind of like that messy kind of look anyways, as some titles are in that kind of cursive font, if you get what I mean. So on the bottom right, I wanted to add some kind of plants just to give it a bit more life and some other colors. So I did this mini fig leaf plant, and how I did it, I also added some extra kind of like strokes on the inside of the plants just to make it look like it has more depth. On the top left hand side, I also added a whole bunch of autumn leaves. I did this in kind of some like tones of yellow, oranges and reds, just to bring some different shades and colors. Just don't mind me when I look back sometimes flipping the other side of the page. This is just to make sure that none of the ink bleeds through, as sometimes I feel like I'm adding a lot of layers, but this notebook quality is really good, so it's like never bleeded, I guess. I'm just really worried that maybe one day it will. So at the bottom I also added some rocks kind of thing and stones, just to give it a bit more different textures than just all like wood tones, which is kind of what I did with the bookshelves. It was really easy kind of to do. All I had to do was the stroke of that kind of avocado green color, and with going over it again with these kind of wood grains thing by just going down the same way the wood is going. So I thought the background kind of looked a bit plain, so I did use this red coloring pencil just to add some kind of bricks to the back to make it look like there's a brick wall. So all I did was lightly go over that red color on the whole back, and then I kind of pressed down harder on it to make it a bit more darker on the ways that the actual brick is going, so you can kind of see more of the brick shape itself. And I just kind of did some gradient effects with the inside each brick, but not too detailed, otherwise it would take too much time anyways. So onto the next page, I did my monthly setup. So this is basically where I just do a kind of calendar spread just for all big events and main tasks or birthdays and things like that, just to keep me a bit more organized. So normally I do the title on the top, but this time I kind of changed it up and did the title more on the bottom, and at the top I did this whole bookshelf full of these different books. And I just really liked the colors of this month's setup, as it really just makes me feel so nice and warm. The different colors here just feel really relaxing. So on the bottom right hand side, I did this small monstera leaf plant, which was also really quite easy to do. All the different doodles I kind of do this month are super easy to do. So like things with the books, all you have to do is like a stroke either vertical or horizontally, depending how you want the books to be standing, and you do them in different kind of heights and widths, as if they're all the same height and width, it would kind of look so like similar and not like a real layer of books. It kind of looks nicer when they're different heights and different widths. I also played around with some being horizontal or some being diagonal, just to make it a bit more fun. So I thought the monthly boxes, just leaving it on its own, kind of looked a bit plain, I guess. So I decided to make the background kind of look more like stones. So this was also really easy. It's just blobs of colors wherever you please, some bigger and larger than others, just to kind of just fit around these random shapes. It didn't really have to be perfect, as all stones aren't perfect anyways. So at the bottom I wrote March, and I used these new like washi tape stickers that I got. They're really pretty. They're kind of like these watercolor stickers, I guess, and they just come out in different dots. So on the next page, this is where I do my March goals and March reflections. Don't mind me just going back, adding a bit more depth into the stones, because I kind of forgot to do that back on the other page. But anyways, this having the March reflection and goals, I think, is a really good idea, because at the start of each month you kind of get yourself ready to have different types of main goals that you want to achieve for this month, different to the like tasks or to do, because that's more daily. And having a reflection, so at the end of the month you can really reflect on yourself and see how much you've done and what you can really improve for the next month, kind of things that you really want to focus on. And so for the doodle part of this, I drew this kind of like snake bookshelf, I guess, that kind of like goes across and then up on the different sides. And I just thought this is really cool than just the straight kind of bookshelf. And yeah. So on the other side, I did this playlist spread. Actually didn't do a title because I kind of forgot, but anyways, I did so many bookshelves full with books and records, and in the records I would write the titles of the songs. On the bottom I also did draw a record player, but I think you can see that in the final flip through, as for some reason it didn't come up on camera, but yeah. So onto the next page, I did a habit tracker, which I haven't actually done in quite a while, but I thought this is a great way to just keep my habits and that I want to do quite daily, instead of rewriting them into like my tasks or to-do lists. But the whole aim, hopefully that I can actually fill it out every day or when I actually do it. If I don't, then maybe I'll cut down on the amount that I do each time, but I just thought it's a really cool idea. So I've got one for water, exercise, piano, saxophone, study, and my kind of like sleep schedule, I guess. And then on the bottom, I did a brain dump. This is just a really great way to kind of like put down all your thoughts on paper instead of keeping it up in your brain. This can be any kind of things, like maybe a shopping list, or if you have any prayer requests, if someone needs prayer for, or if you just have a lot of thoughts into your mind. It's just a great way to just dump it all on the paper. So for the last spread of today, I decided to do a to-do list instead of the normal kind of like tasks list that I do in the different boxes, just because it's already quite into the month. So I just thought it's kind of easier just to do a to-do list for now anyways. So yeah, I just did more of those bookshelves with the autumn leaves and a small little chair on the right hand corner. So this is the end of my March bullet journal setup. I hope that even though I did post it quite late, that you still found some inspiration, that you can just create your own version or way of this month's spread. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and hit the notification bell next to it to get notified each time I post a new video. See you next time. Bye!